See here, I just finished a pretty long run. It's my birthday today, and I did a long run of 37K. Yes, I like to punish myself on my birthday. But it was my very first run in the Saucony Endorphin Speed 5, so I'll be giving my first impressions. And this is actually a shoe that I've never had before. I've had the Endorphin Pro 2, 3, 4, but never had an Endorphin Speed, which is shocking for someone who reviews shoes. This has been a wildly popular shoe in past iterations. So I'm very excited to get my hands on the current version, the Speed 5, and let's get into my review. The Speed 5 has an 8mm drop, and in terms of stack height, you're looking at 36 in the rear, 26 in the forefoot, and my men's size 9 weighs in at 8.5 ounces or 238 grams. No issues with the upper or the fit on this shoe. Upper breathes just fine. It was quite hot when I ran as well. One thing I will note for this run though is I want it to have zero issues, so I did tie a heel lock, and I did notice that the laces were extra short. I could barely tie them up after doing the heel lock. Other than that, everything was smooth. As far as the midsole goes, you're looking at Saucony's famous Power Run PB foam. And sandwiched in the middle of this foam is a nylon plate, not a carbon plate. And it does have a little bit of flex to it as well. You can actually see the plate on the medial side and then a little bit underneath as well. And for a training shoe, I would say that this midsole feels great. It's not overly soft, not overly bouncy. You can tell it's definitely lacking a little bit compared to those top tier racing shoes. Like I already mentioned, the shoe in previous versions has been wildly popular, and one of the reasons because of that is this shoe is very, very versatile. I'm friends with someone who's had the previous version of this and they loved it. They have totally miled their pair out, and they used it for everything from faster pace workouts all the way to easy run. I will say this probably wouldn't be my first choice for something like a recovery run, but I could definitely see myself using this for a wide range of different type of runs, like tempos, intervals, maybe even the odd long run like I did today. Speaking of my long run today, it was 37K, and I had some mildly progressing efforts. So I had an 8K, an 8K, a 10K, and then I finished with a bunch of basically strides, anywhere from 20 seconds to about a minute. I would pick up the pace and go kind of approaching that half marathon type effort. Now in terms of support, this is a neutral shoe. However, I did find it to be very stable. Even today I had to run on quite a few sections of the road that had a bit of a camber to it. And usually in these high stack, ultra soft cushioned shoes, running on a cambered road is the worst thing in the world. But today it was actually quite enjoyable. I didn't even really notice the camber. It transitions through the toe off phase very smoothly. And like I already mentioned, I would say that the shoe is slightly lacking compared to those top end race shoes. You're not getting quite the same sense of cushion or that explosive push off the ground like you would in even the Endorphin Pro 4. But this shoe is going to be obviously more versatile than those top end shoes in the fact that one, it's much more stable, and two, it can handle easier paces better than a lot of those high-end race shoes. And third, this shoe comes in much cheaper than a top-tier race shoe. So here in Canada, I believe it's $225, and in the US it's $175. And I think if you're someone who doesn't need or want a lot of shoes in your rotation, check it out. Also, if you're someone who doesn't want to drop $300 on a race shoe, and you want to be able to race in the same shoe that you often train in, then again, check it out. For me and my rotation, I'm kind of at the point where a lot of my old carbon plated racing shoes are getting miled out, and I don't really have a solid option at the moment for doing a lot of workouts in my training, and that's where this is going to come in. I'm actually about 12.5 weeks out from a marathon. I'll be racing the marathon probably in the Hoka Cielo 2.0, but I think over these next 12 weeks for a lot of my workouts, I'll be using the Endorphin Speed 5s. So anyways, I think that's going to be it for my first impressions review. If I left anything out, leave your questions down below in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you. And like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.